Stop what you're doing. Because if this stands, journalism in America just fundamentally changed. Last night, federal agents arrested Don Lemon, not for committing violence or organizing a riot, but for being present while reporting on a protest. And before you shrug this off as just another headline, you need to understand something. If they can arrest Don Lemon for showing up with a camera, they can arrest any journalist, including us. This is not normal, it's unprecedented, and it's not America. So here's what actually happened. Don Lemon was covering a protest tied to immigration enforcement at a church in Minnesota. It was a major protest and definitely was newsworthy. That's literally journalism's job. Literally his job. He did what reporters have done for centuries. He followed the story, he documented what happened, and he informed the public. And for that, Trump and Pam Bondi's Department of Justice put him in handcuffs. This is the part that should make every American sick to their stomach, because a federal judge had already declined to move forward with these charges. Prosecutors pushed anyway, and Don Lemon was arrested regardless. That's not due process. That's power testing its limits. Now, this is all new, and no one is reporting whether or not another judge signed off on it. So we don't know that at this point. But as far as I know, you can't arrest someone without a judge's signature. But like I said, as of now, I can't find any reporting with any details on that. So when and if it becomes available, we will update you guys on that. But this is where it gets worse. This wasn't a local misunderstanding. This wasn't a rogue cop. This came from the Department of Justice under Trump and Bondi. And what they're doing is legally dangerous. They are stretching laws meant for criminal disruption and applying them to journalistic presence, not participation or coordination, just presence alone. That is the exact legal theory authoritarian governments use when they want to silence the press without saying we're silencing the press. The First Amendment doesn't just protect opinions, it protects news gathering. If, quote, being there can be criminalized, then covering protests becomes illegal. Covering police activity becomes risky. And covering government abuse becomes a gamble. That's not a loophole. That's a freaking muzzle. And the chilling effect is the point. And no, this doesn't surprise me at all, because this is the same Pam Bondi who oversaw Florida's response during the Trayvon Martin case. We all remember how that turned out. There was no accountability, politicized decisions, and public trust was shattered. So forgive me if I'm not shocked that under her DOJ, journalists are suddenly treated like suspects. This administration has shown us exactly who they are. They have attacked ABC, have been putting pressure on NBC, and have overseen the corporate consolidation that swallowed CBS. And now you have CBS and TikTok being controlled by the Ellisons. And on top of that, federal arrests of reporters. This is clear escalation. Now here's the part that hits home. This doesn't just affect Don Lemon. It affects us here at Pragmotiv News. We cover protests, we speak truth to power, and we bring attention to the things that people in charge would rather you never see. If presence and reporting is a crime now, all independent news and content creators are exposed. And if we're exposed, so is every independent journalist still doing the real work that keeps the United States going. This is how press freedom dies. Not all at once, but case by case, arrest by arrest, until everyone is scared enough to stay home and shut up. Now, we've seen this movie before, and it never ends well. History is painfully consistent. Democracies don't collapse overnight. Leaders first attack the press, then opposition, then dissent itself. From failed states to modern autocracies, the playbook is identical. And the most chilling part, every time people say, this can't happen here, until it does. Donald Trump and Pam Bondi are pushing a dangerous precedent. that journalists can be prosecuted simply for being present at events they're reporting on. It is chilling, it is definitely unconstitutional, and it's un-American. So we will keep you updated as this case unfolds, because this battle over press freedom doesn't just affect Don Lemon. It affects every journalist, every independent outlet, and every American who still believes accountability matters. So stay with Pragmotiv News, because we're still here and we're not backing down.